Nagulat at nagulantang ho ako nung sinabi nila, dalawang issue ho yan. Una ho, may diversyon. Pangalawa ho, yung sistema is outdated and out. Una ho, sa diversion of funds. Ang sabi po nila, may diversion na 13 billion. Una ho, nag-isip ako, saan nanggaling yung figure na 13 billion? Pagkakalam ko, kung proyekto at proyekto lang ang pag-uusapan, ang amount involved is around 10.3 billion. Nasaan yung 2.7 billion? Wala hong na-divert. Pagkat ang project ng CNS-ATM is what we call a loan funded. Hindi ho pumunta sa amin yung pera niya sa paniniwala at approval ng JICA. Kahigpit-higpit wala ho sa amin yung pera. May proseso ho dyan kung kailan i-release. Rini-release ba yung pera sa DoTr? Hindi po. Rini-release yan sa mga kontraktor. Diretso yan na pupunta sa mga kontraktor. Criminal ho yan. At abogado rin ho naman tayo. Hindi naman ho tayo gagawa ng ganyang kalokohan.
Napabilib ang lahat sa galing ng paliwanag ni Secretary Arthur Tugade. Panuuri natin ang buong pangyayari.
According to our chairperson, that there were unfair reports that you diverted the 13 billion allotted to CAAP.
I would like to extend my appreciation and gratitude for the opportunity that has been given to me to be present today, to be able to explain certain issues and matters which unfortunately were so unsavory that perked me up and woke me up in my retirement moments. Nagulat at nagulantang ho ako nung sinabi nila, dalawang issue ho yan. Una ho, may diversyon. Pangalawa ho, yung sistema is outdated and outmoded. Ngayon ho, nandito ako upang ipaliwanag ang mga bagay-bagay, upang magbigay kaliwanagan sa mga nakikita natin sa Facebook, social media at pahayagan. Una ho, sa diversion of funds. Ang sabi po nila, may diversion na 13 billion. Una ho, nag-isip ako, saan nanggaling yung figure na 13 billion? Pagkakalam ko, kung proyekto at proyekto lang ang pag-uusapan, ang amount involved is around 10.3 billion. Nasaan yung 2.7 billion? Hindi ko alam. Ngayon, doon sa diversion, alam nyo, yung salitang diversion, merong unsavory connotation yan Para kang may ginawang ililipat mo yung pera at ginawa mong pondo para sa ibang mga project na dapat gastusin mo sa mga proyektong kinauukulan. Yun ho ang hindi magandang tema dyan. Wala hong na-divert pagkat ang project ng CNS-ATM is what we call a loan-funded project. Ibig sabihin, yung proseso niyan na ang nangangasiwa is JICA, hindi ho pumunta sa amin yung pera niyan. Kahigpit-higpit ho ng JICA. Wala ho sa amin yung pera. May proseso ho dyan kung kailan i-release. Rini-release ba yung pera sa DoTr? Hindi po. Rini-release yan sa mga kontraktor. Sa ganung pamaraan, at yun naman ang panukala at pamaraan dito sa proyektong ito, wala pong pagkakataon o oportunidad man lang na mag-divert ka. Diretso yan na pupunta sa mga kontraktor. Ngayon kung ang sasabihin mo dinivert yung GAA, funded, budgeted project, isipin ho natin na yung CAAP is an autonomous independent body. GOCC, may sariling budget ho yan. Na hindi ka pwedeng magpalipat-lipat dyan. Criminal ho yan. At abogado rin ho naman tayo, hindi naman ho tayo gagawa ng ganyang kalokohan. Ang alam ko lang ho, there was once upon a time in 2018, a budgeted amount of 100, don't hold me to the numbers, 120 or 180 million, precisely for maintenance, administration, security, and operation of the CNS-ATM. Bakit ho may ganyan? Papaliwanag ko lang ho. Kanina natanong, ano ang nangyari nung natapos may award yung CNS-ATM? Meron hong pinirmahan na Certificate of Turnover na tinatawag. Gawain ho ng Tales na i-maintain yan under warranty for a period of 2 years. Tama ho kayo, Madam Chair, na after 2 years, wala na. Bakit nagtuloy-tuloy? Sino ang nangangasiwa? Sino ang nag-maintain? May papel ho ako ditong tangan. Ang nag-maintain ho, babasahin ko lang po, Madam Chair, if I may.
Go ahead, sir.
I, as Director General of CAAP, confirm that CAAP has accepted and taken over the new CNS ATM project Package 1 facilities properties on 16 October 2017, and listen to this. And from that date will be responsible, listen to this, for the administration, security, operations, and maintenance of facilities and properties. Pinirmahan ho ito ni Mr. Sijonko nung panahon na yon, under the recommendation of the then HUSAY for aviation in the person of Mr. Iskita Mayo. Ito ho yung pinirmahan niya. May endorsement ho yan, yung tinatawag natin na contractor na tumutulong sa DoTr. Ang pangalan po, if I may read, Madam Chair, Dr. Yukinori Otani. Siya ho yung consultant nung proyekto na ito na nagsabing, na nag-witness nung turnover na yon. In other words, it is true that Thales stopped its operation and maintenance after 2 years because that is their warranty. But CAAP assumed the responsibility of taking full responsibility on maintenance, operation, administration, even security of the system. Kailangan ho yan tuloy-tuloy. Tama rin ho na kailangan meron kang core of skillful engineers that will help to manage the CNS ATM. Kasi nga ho, binit-bit ang responsibilidad ng CAAP yan. Marami hong nandiyan sa CAAP ngayon na alam itong dokumentong ito. Nagulantang at nagugulat lang ako na hindi sinasabi. Nandiyan, of course, si Mr. Sijonko, nandiyan si Mr. Tamayo, nandiyan din ho yung Danjon Lucas na siya ho yung chief of staff nila si Jonko at Tamayo. Lahat ho dapat yan ilinalatag at linalabas dito para maintindihan ng totoo at lubusan ng kumiting ito. Hindi ho pinabayaan ng Thales yung maintenance. Ito ho dapat ituloy. Kaya lang, tapos na yung warranty. Kailangan mag-take over, natapos siya ng 220. Ngayon, bakit hindi tinutuloy ng Thales sa Sumitomo yung maintenance? Kasi ho, gusto nilang pumirma ng service agreement. Alam din ni Mr. Sijonko yan, alam ni Mr. Tamayo, alam ni Dan Lucas. Kasi ho, meron silang claim. Mga claim ho yan, hindi uutang yan. Claim ng Thales Sumitomo. Ito, humigit kumulang, please don't hold me to the number, mga 640 million ang kine-claim nila. Remember, this project has been born and begotten years ago na wala pa kami, kaya humihingi kami ng mga dokumento. Hindi ako papayag dyan kung hindi nyo may submit yung dokumento. Sabi rin yung contractor na hapon, huwag mong bayaran kasi walang dokumento. Bakit ko ho babayaran? Ngayon, sinasabi nila, kung hindi mo binabayaran, wala ng service agreement. Huwag mo naman ako hostage dyan, kaibigan. You know, wala kami noong mga panahon na yon, liwanagin natin yan. Kaya nga ho, meron akong pinapirma sa CAAP na sila ang mga kasiwa sa maintenance, administration, and security. Naniwala ho ako sa dokumento na yan. Now, nagkaroon ho ng diskusyon with Thales and Sumitomo. Ano yung diskusyon with Thales and Sumitomo? Sabi namin, kung gusto mo, out of good faith, babayaran ko na yung mga issues na walang problema na kumpleto ang dokumento. Pag-usapan natin, yung balance, punta tayo sa arbitration. Nabinbin ho ang usapan. Walang nangyari. Nag-create ho ako ng internal committee sa DoTr para tignan yung claims ng Thales Sumitomo. This committee was composed of 3 gentlemen in DoTr. Number 1 is USEC Gary nandito ho siya ngayon. Dati siyang USEC for Finance. Nandiyan dyan yung dating ASEC ng Procurement at Project Implementation, si Mr. Banoy Lopez. Yung Gary Ho de Guzman ang apelyido nun. Yung pangatlo, si Renier Yebra, na head ng legal. Sila ho ang nagsabi sa akin, alam mo ba, huwag mong bayaran yan. Bakit? Kasi mas malaki pa yung liquidated damages because of the delay on the project. Eh bakit ko mababayaran yan? So hindi ho utang yon. Yun ho claim na pinag-usapan at pinag-uusapan. Dapat ho yan umandar at umusad nung umalis kami 6 months ago. Alam ho yan ni Mr. Sichonko, ni Danjon Lucas, at alam din ni Mr. Tamayo yan. Ito ho yung papel.
Secretary Tugade, so ang sinasabi ninyo, dahil na-delay yung implementation ng proyekto, nagkaroon tayo ng binabayaran na parang penalty.
Meron dapat silang bayaran ng penalty ho. Ang tawag ko dyan, liquidated damages na babayaran ng kwan.
Because of the delay that we caused.
Hindi ho. Because of certain delays also sa Tales, saka sa Sumitomo.
Okay.
Kaya nga sabi ko, yung amount na wala tayong issue, bayaran na namin kayo. Ire-recommenda ko sa JICA, bayaran kayo. And sabi ko naman ng iba, huwag mong bayaran. Kailangan bayaran mo yung buo. Sabi nung committee ko, yung 3 abogado, mas malaki pa yung claim namin dyan sa liquidated damages. Eh, bakit ako magbabayad? Maliwanag kung plunder yan. Eh, hindi ko gagawin yun.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, Senator Jinggoy. Yung sinasabi ninyong pinirmahan na turnover to CAAP, sino yung pumirma nun? Hindi yun sa administrasyon pa ninyo?
Hindi ho. Administration ko yan. Pinapirma ko sila kasi ite-turn over na. Sabi ko kay si Jongko, pumirma kayo dyan na kaya yung administration and maintenance nung CNS-ATM. Pumirma ho sila. Bakit sila pumirma? Inirekomenda ho ni Mr. Tamayo. Ito ho yung pirma niya.
Okay. All right, now that's clear. Thank you, Senator
Madam
Jinggoy.
Chairwoman,
Thank you.
can I have a, sorry,
With the,
With the permission of
the
Senator
chair, may I
Jinggoy.
surrender this
Yes,
document
please
as part of
furnish
our
the
permission?
committee a copy. We appreciate it.
Mrs. Sabina?
Senator Villar.
I'd just like to say something because point of information, because I've also had experience with foreign loans. And what Sec Art said is correct, that when there is a foreign-funded project, they are very strict about the requirements. You cannot simply take the money and use it for another project. That's impossible. So I hope this puts that issue to rest. And also, no secretary has the power to realign funds within his department. As you know, it is our mandate to implement what is in the GAA, which is a law. So this idea that Secretary Tugade would divert funds from one project to another is simply impossible. And from my experience serving in the executive, I just like to support that fact. Thank you.
Thank you for the clarification, Senator Villar. You have 19 more seconds, Senator Jinggoy.
Parang bitin na. Anyway, going back to thank you very much for the explanation, Secretary Tugade, and I believe in you.
Maraming salamat po.
I trust you, and you have my full trust and confidence. Anyway,
Thank you very much, sir.
Tamayo, meron bang pangyayari na bago nangyari itong January 1 glitch? Meron ba nangyari na power outage before?
None, Your Honor, to the Chair.
None.
This is the first time it happened.
Sigurado ka nan.
Sa CNS ATM po.
No September of 2022, nagkaroon ng power outage sa Terminal 3. Am I correct?
That is Terminal 3, sir.
Yes, Terminal 3.
That's correct, sir. That's the airport.
Bakit sinabi mo wala?
I'm only referring to the CNS ATM, sir.
No, whatever. Power outage pa rin yun.
Okay, yes, sir. There
What
was.
did you do there? Nagkaroon na ng president, whatever, na nagkaroon na ng power outage noong September sa NAIA Terminal 3. What actions have you taken to prevent similar recurrence? Bakit nangyari ulit ito? Hindi ba kayo nadala na nagkaroon na tayo ng power outage noong September last year?
Through the chair, Your Honor, may I request the GM of NAIA to explain this?
Mr. Chong, you're recognized.
Madam Chair, yes, Your Honor, yes, there was an outage at NAIA Terminal 3. It lasted for about 6 hours. Actually, ma'am, the standby generator was able to power up naman po. It's just that there were some critical mission items that were not connected to the standby generator, and that was the immigration connection po. That's why there were some queues. But what happened, ma'am, there were only about 20 flights that were affected, and actually, na-restore naman po siya after a few hours. And there was no outage that happened after.
So did you learn your lesson there? You have the contingencies in place already, na-connect na ninyo yung immigration.
Yes, ma'am.
Senator Jinko, if you need an extension, one
Wala
more
na akong
minute.
oras. Just bibigyan ko na iba.
What a gentleman. Okay, ipagpapatuloy the next round. The next is the good one, Senator, the Vice Chair. No, di ba sabi niya, the better one yung isa, di ba? Kasi so, the good one naman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Anyway, I'll just be centering on 3 points. One is the safety protocols, what our CAP personnel did, and also the air traffic management system. And last but not the least will be on the issue of national defense. So first, probably the CAP can answer with regards to the safety protocols. So, sa ating Director General, who was the incident commander during the time that the power outage happened? Was there the incident commander?
The head technician or manager of the CNS ATM is with us. He is Engineer Arnold Balucatin, and he is the one supervising the maintenance and repairs of
No, my concern is we will go to the equipment later.
Yes, sir.
My concern will be on the safety protocols. I'd like to know who was the incident commander and whether, because this happened during the peak season, and as we know that agencies that are very vital sa atin po ang ating pag po lahat nag-holiday, tayo po walang holiday. Does CAAP do you still grant leave during the peak season o hindi, wala, cancel ang lahat ng leave during the peak season?
Wala pong leave, Your Honor.
So that means that
My
during
policy.
the incident, during the New Year's Day incident, lahat po ng CAAP officials were present and walang naka-leave.
That's correct, sir. I was there right away as well.
Well, that is good to hear, to our Director General. So who was the incident commander doon po sa air traffic control?
As I mentioned, si Arnold Balucatin, who is the head of the ANS.
And is he present?
He is present.
Okay, can we ask him to take the floor?
Arnold. Also, sir, at the time, Ms. Marlene Singson, who is the head of the air traffic service, was also present at the time.
Sige po, is he present? Pwede bang ano? Ay ma'am, sige po, can you please narrate to the committee what were the first protocols, were the safety and protocols followed, strictly followed?
Through the chair. So I would just want to clarify, do I need to take a note because I was not among those who took the oath earlier?
Si Comsec, andiyan pa si Comsec. Can you please administer the oath?
Tayo ka na rin.
Ma'am, please, resource persons, please raise your right hand. Please repeat after me. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this committee hearing?
I do.
For the record, Mr. Chair, the resource persons answered the affirmative. Hello. Dito.
Sorry for the glitch. Anyway, ma'am, again, please narrate. You were in charge. You were the system. You were the incident commander during the time.
Through the chair. During the outage, sir, being the chief of air traffic service, yes, I took responsibility and accountability for the provision of safe and orderly air traffic service po throughout the Philippines. And on that particular day, as the commander for the air traffic service, as the chief, we have immediately implemented the contingency plans that we have. Actually, sir, prior to this, well-placed po ang contingency plan ng air traffic service. We cover certain emergencies, including the big one. So with that, sir, nakasynchronize na po yung actions to be taken for situations like this.
Ma'am, ang napansin ko lang po, yung nota mo, yung notice to airmen, were only issued at 10:41 a.m. What time was the system failure? What time did it happen? Around 9 o'clock, no? 9:30. So how come it took a while for the NOTAMs to be issued?
Actually, sir, the blackout of the screens, the radar screens that we had happened at 9:49. The NOTAM was issued. Ang situation, or rather the protocol that we have in the issuance of the NOTAM, we do not immediately issue a NOTAM. A NOTAM should cover a certain period of time po. We initially issue advisory, sir. But if the situation would reach an hour or two, then we issue the notice to airman, sir. And the usual channel we used in the issuance of the NOTAM was included in the ATMC. So we resorted to the backup plan that we have for the contingency plan using another server, another system we call CADAS.
So yung pong backup that we've been hearing, it did not work, hindi po gumana yung backup natin for the ATS.
Actually po, we do not have an independent backup system for the CNS ATM. We have one CNS ATM, sir.
That is correct, because I'll go to that later on, Madam Chair, to my second round. We had talked about the redundancy. So doon po you follow the safety and contingency protocols, but just like to know are we prepared for the worst case scenario, sa mga ganito, just in case the worst happens, just like this one, that the whole system broke down, na nawala yung system. Meron ba training? How often? Does the air traffic management officers, the dating mga ATCs, are we prepared for such a scenario?
Through the chair, the basic training we also include in the syllabus is the training for contingency plans, for training in the specific facility where the air traffic management officers are deployed, have the respective training for rating, and this also includes contingency plans, sir. That's the reason why we were able, despite the fact that the ATMC is down and out, we were able to safely guide and control aircraft to land in several airports in the Philippines.
Because Madam Chair, if you allow me, just like to finish this, no? There was also information from one that when kasama puro sa CNS, no? That's communication, navigation, and surveillance. So also the communication system of the whole aerodrome was out, no? Nawala po sila. Even yung nag-take off po, yung huling nag-take off, pinaswitch sila doon sa approach, communication, wala na po daw. So, tama po ba nangyari ito?
Through the chair. Actually, sir, within their traffic management center, we have the entire en route area control center. We have 6 surveillance approach facilities inside also the ATMC. And the first step in the contingency plan that we have is to communicate with the nearest air traffic service. So we did that one, sir. We called by phone because all the lines are out. We used the mobile phones, and we found out the Manila Control Tower is still up and about. That's the reason we immediately sent 3 approach controllers and 3 en route controllers to handle the traffic within the terminal movement area, the TMA, which is about 70 nautical miles from the airport reference point. And for the en route controllers, they handle the traffic outside of the 70 nautical miles, sir. And we even transferred the traffic to Bacolod. That's the reason we have 2 arrivals in Iloilo and Bacolod. We have traffic in Mactan. One of the things that we did during this pandemic was to have the proficiency training of air traffic controllers nationwide, sir. That's the reason we were able to revalidate and easily implement the contingency plans that we have. Thank you, sir.
So after the whole air traffic management system already was shut down, we reverted back to our conventional. That is, you made use of the air traffic control, which used yung conventional VHF radio. Am I correct?
VHF radio.
VHF
po.
radio.
Yes.
So the whole time that the CNS was out, we reverted back to conventional. That probably yung sa that prevented a disaster or a catastrophe. I'd like to, Madam Chair, I'd like to commend our air traffic controllers who were present. That para kang bulag nun eh. Not at this day and present age, Madam Chair, if the CNS conks out, napakahirap nun, hindi alam. All the pilots, all the aircraft in the aerospace, in the aerodrome, do not know where the others are. Tama po, di ba?
Yes po, sir.
So, you reverted back to conventional and like ano tayo, no? We relied on the communication and at the same time yung tawag nun, yung conventional communication. So pinatakbo nyo po yung mga air traffic controllers that are assigned doon sa approach and sila po ang nag-control sa ATC. How long is that? Gaano kalayo? Kasi malayo yung center to the air traffic control tower.
Actually, the ATMC po is located within the compound of the CAAP, and Manila Tower po is located within the Terminal 2 complex. So, using their personal motorcycles, it only took them a few minutes to reach Manila Control Tower, sir. And by the time they have reached Manila Control Tower, the tunable radios were already adjusted to the frequency that they will be using. And we have already given released blind transmission for aircraft within this particular airspace to contact 119.3. For traffic on 118.3, which the frequency used by Manila Tower, we have sequenced them to land using procedural conventional po. The same is true with the traffic within the 70 nautical miles. I would just want to point out, sir, that because we do not have visibility because of the outage of the radar scopes, the SSR, ang ibig pong sabihin ng conventional, procedural, mas malalayo po ang separation ng mga aircraft to ensure that there will be a safe operations po.